Hello everyone. Welcome
Hi.
to Happens Podcast.
Hello.
I am your host, Grace. And as you know, the Life Happens Podcast is a podcast where we take our spirituality and practical things and combine it together to create what? This beautiful balance. So before I introduce my co-host, you know our topic is cheating double standards. Okay. Now, guys, we understand that there's double standards in between men and women, but we are focusing on sexual double standards between men and women. Okay. But anyway, before we get into that, hey, ladies,
Hello.
and it's just ladies today. You notice?
I see.
Thank you, Jesus. No.
I kind of like this though. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like this, the lady's point of view. Got some man coming in and telling us what he think. No, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
for
great.
real. Trying to take over. Stay in your lane, sir.
Giving them control.
Ah! Don't start, Kim. Hey, Felicia, girl. How was your weekend? We can't hear you.
What about now?
Oh, yes, honey. So much better. So much better.
Okay.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm excited because it's raining.
Yes.
I know everyone's excited about the rain that we're getting today.
Yes.
I missed it. I was at work, so I missed the rain. But William told me it was storming over here in Red Oak.
Yeah, it was lightning really bad yesterday.
Yeah, I thought it would rain really hard, but it didn't. It's like sprinkled a little bit and then it just dissipated.
Anything. I'll take anything. I'll take anything.
Yeah. Anything to cut the heat.
To stop the 110. Guys, let me tell you about my trip. I just came back from Mexico City.
Oh, how was that?
In Mexico, it was awesome. It is so beautiful. So beautiful. The
How's
people
Jessica?
are kind, and we went to a cathedral that I actually cried in. It was
Wow.
beautiful. It was beautiful because I cried because the cathedral was so beautiful, but 85% of the people in the country are below poverty level. But the cathedral was beautiful. So I thought, wow. Come on, we can do better, right?
Hi, whoever sees. Okay. Can't say his name. Okay, so you cried in the cathedral.
I did. But I had a really great time seeing my daughter. You know, it was.
Let me ask you this: is the food much better?
Yes.
Tasting?
I'm not gonna lie. Yes, it tastes so much better, y'all. I had a churro for the first time. Come on.
Oh wow!
You've never had a churro before, girl.
I've never had a churro.
A churro. You didn't have one from Taco Bell before? No, I'm joking. Taco Bell's trash.
Does that even count?
No, that doesn't count.
It was so good. It was so good, y'all. I mean, it was just light and fluffy and cinnamony and just. Ooh, I wish I could have brought some back.
Oh,
hey, Keisha,
good.
Girl.
Hey, Keisha.
Hey, Keisha.
So, y'all, I met Keisha, and she is as funny as she is. She funny. Anyway, so I met Keisha. She's really cool. You know what, guys? What was interesting about this topic, cheating, sexual double standards, was that a guy wrote into us. Normally, you get women asking for advice, or if men ask for advice, it's not really about, talking about a woman cheating on them, right?
Right.
It's about this man. Well, before we get into the topic, let me ask you this. Why do you guys think, because, we hear about men cheating all the time, and that seems like it's more common, or that's the expectation that you expect, men to cheat. But why do you think women cheat? If a woman cheats,
I think the reason most people cheat is because they're unhappy. There's
right?
some type of unhappy. And you cannot be totally happy in your relationship and have an affair. So there's something missing.
Right.
It's something missing that you feel is missing, or you just aren't happy with that person. I've heard people say that before. They changed, which in every relationship we change as people. But if they change in a way that you don't like the way that they change, like I've had a friend who left her husband because he gained so much weight. Like he was morbidly obese.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
Hi.
Hey, Ben.
So okay, because in the end of the day, I think for me, when I think about cheating, well, Kim, let me ask you, why do you think people cheat?
I think men, because men always say when they cheat, it wasn't physical. It wasn't, I'm not in love with her. It was nothing. It was just sex. Men always claim that and they always say that. But for women, when they cheat, it's more emotional because
Absolutely.
a woman is going with her emotions. Maybe she's not being fulfilled at home emotionally in some sort of way, emotionally, maybe not sexually. She's not being fulfilled or she's not appreciated at home. And so she looks for that outside. And that will cause, because a woman is always going to go, to me, for me, a woman is always going to go with emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And a
Of
man
course.
is just kind of going with the, just trying to get that feel.
Mm-hmm.
So for
Yeah,
me, women, it would be emotional. I would think that a woman would cheat, you know?
yeah, but I've seen a lot of emotional men, but that's another a lot, which is not a bad thing because it's good to be, in your feelings, in your emotions, and own your stuff. Um, for me, I think, or the woman that I've seen or been around or heard that's cheated, um, it's because of either neglect, like you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy probably did a number on her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we know cheating is not the answer. That doesn't fix anything, especially if you don't plan to leave the person. Because for me, if you're gonna cheat, just take your ass on. Take
Right.
your ass on.
I agree.
I do too.
Because my thought is, okay. So I went out and I had sex with Bob, right? And then I come home to what we're gonna call him, Tom, and Tom wants to have sex. Hey, what you gonna do?
You're going to have sex with Tom.
Oh, so you see, and neither of them know. But I mean, people do that every day, and it may sound crazy. Uh, but when I think about the science and all the bodily fluids, baby, no.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's a
So
no for me.
That's
yeah,
a lot of emotional. That's a lot of emotions because your emotions are going like this, up and down. And some people
oh,
don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
to leave because they want their cake and they want to eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe their husband is a good provider, and maybe Tom, or was it Bob? Maybe Bob is not
Whatever, girl. At
really,
this point,
Bob ain't making no money, but Bob is hitting it. You
But
know
I
what I'm
know
saying?
more and more nowadays, we hear more of men that have ED and women cheat because of that now. Because it's not, they're not literally getting it at home.
well, true. I have a pastor friend, but maybe I shouldn't tell that story. Let me say this. So I know some people, okay, that
Yeah.
said that they were going through before they went through the divorce, they
Hmm.
could not have sex with their ex-wife, and so they found out that they had a testosterone issue. So they went to get some shots to help them. It wasn't that their stuff didn't work; they just needed some hormone. So a lot of times it's that.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that a person could be in a relationship and not? I mean, because think about it, there's many ways to do many things. And I'm thinking about this from this way. Honestly, when people get older, you can't do the same things you've done in your youth. You just can't. I mean, reality.
Just
Mm-mm.
can't.
So, I mean, there's many ways around it and many ways to skin a cat. But anyway, we're not talking about that, though. That's, I think, a private conversation between us ladies.
Yeah.
Who is this? C, can you say that? I don't have my glasses. But thank you very much for the compliment. Okay, so I want to read. Do you guys want to get into the topic or get into
Yeah.
our right?
Yeah,
Because this one
let's do it.
is
Let's dive right in. Let's
funny. This one
dive
was
right in.
interesting to me. Okay, because you never hear. It's not common, or it's not common where men really talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and his grammar was bad, y'all. So I'm gonna have to read it because I read about it 1,000 times, and I'm gonna add. Okay, so he says, "Hello, everyone. So I'm in a dilemma. I found out that my girlfriend of 2 years, who I recently proposed to, was cheating on me. I found out that when a text came through on her phone while we were watching videos. She admitted to the affair with the coworker. At the time, she was more shocked and ashamed, but later on expressed regret. Hmm. During the time of the argument, she admitted she hasn't been sexually satisfied lately
Ooh.
and gave into her coworker, even after all the times I told her to be mindful of guy coworkers. They just want one thing. I kind of had my suspicions though when she would suddenly try to hide her screen from me at times and even delete texts from the guy. Girl. She knew what she was doing and treated me like the bad guy for pointing it out. It's been about a week since we last spoke, and I have been thinking of giving her another chance. Is it a good choice? Would I be making a huge mistake? She's not a bad person and never gave any indication that she was capable of cheating. Girl, even her family felt the same way when I told them the wedding was off. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm still very much in love, but I also understand that the trust and the relationship as a whole will never be the same.
Well, you got that right.
This first.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said, who's going to unpack this first? There's a lot to unpack because we can go line by line. You are in a dilemma, sir.
Yes. It's in a big dilemma. And it's funny because I don't want to jump too far ahead, but he's like, she's not a bad person. Cheating does not make you a bad person. It makes you a cheater. And I think he needs to understand the difference. She stepped out on him. That doesn't necessarily mean she's a bad person, but she's not the right person for you. Because apparently she has no communication skills. Because if things were that bad in the bedroom and you agreed to marry this man, that should have been something she should have been able to bring to him and say, look, to try to find a way to fix it. If you're in love, instead of stepping out, that's not really that's not going to solve your problem. So
no, she should have been more communicative because if you, like you said, if you're going to plan to spend the rest of your life with this person, I am not pretending anyway. I'm not.
She didn't think she was going to get caught.
Yeah.
So I think it was a secret that she just wanted to keep a secret. You know what I'm saying? And who's to say that if he hadn't seen it, if she would have kept the relationship going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's embarrassed she got caught.
Yeah.
And that's why I do not like work wives and work husbands. It leads to stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I was called a work wife when I was my one of my friends at work.
Okay, which job? The job that we were at?
No.
Oh. I'm saying who that, because I'm thinking all those men, girl. I wouldn't want to be there working. Okay.
No, I worked really close at another job with someone, and his wife came up to visit. He said, "This is my work wife," and she was like, "Hello, work wife." She's like, "He talks about you all the time."
Hey,
that's weird.
And I was like, "Yeah, we're really good friends," and yeah, I know he calls me that, but yeah. So she was cool with it. She was like,
"Hey. Yeah, no."
What country was she from?
She was from here. She was from the great state of Texas.
Oh, wow. Okay. No. That's, and talking about that, I don't believe, and this is just for me.
But she wasn't us though.
Okay.
What country was she from? England. Anyway, I'm joking.
Exactly.
But I also don't believe in males mentoring females and opposite sex mentorship. Because I've seen too much stuff and I've had too much stuff said to me. You understand? Because I've had many mentors like at church. I remember I told one of my mentors, because I had a lot of mentors over the years, that I was getting divorced. And he was like, "Well, I need to tell you something." "What?" "I've always been in love with you." Oh, ninja. Are you serious? I blocked his behind, but I'm saying you never know what someone else is thinking.
Yeah, that's true.
Going on. And then the other person had a wife, and his wife also mentored me. Now, how am I supposed to feel? That's not flattery. That's what gets your ass cussed out.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so he's saying that he told her about the work friend, which means she has spoken. She has spoken about him to her dude. She's mentioned him.
But he had his suspicions. That's the thing. He had his suspicions.
I agree.
You know, he kind of knew something was up because I have experienced, not me personally, but I have seen relationships at work bloom. Not work wife, but they, you know, going to do the lunch together, hanging out. She's telling him about her problems at home. He's telling her about his problems at home. And the next thing you know, they're exchanging text messages, and the wife catches them and calls the other lady's husband. The other lady's husband is at our job with a gun.
Hey.
So it's you know, it never ends well, is what I want to say. Those type of relationships usually never end well.
I was talking to one of my girlfriends who recently got a divorce, and well, she recently got a divorce, but now she's remarried. But she married her son's football coach, and I asked her point blank, I'm like, how did this start? Because everybody was shocked when their marriage ended, and I was like, how did you end up falling for the football coach? And she said, I was in Walmart one day and he called me and we just started talking. And she said that's how it started. And it just went from there.
That's when it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like those little innocent, and it may be innocent. It may start off that way. But I think we have to be vigilant, especially if you're in a committed relationship or you married, especially when you're married. Like, you know, that's.
Yeah, but you got to be open to it, you know.
Yeah, you have to limit it. You have to have boundaries. People don't have boundaries. That's the thing. We don't put up boundaries enough or well enough. Like, you know, in your mind, okay, I only can go this far. And I'm not saying that now, when I say this far, I'm talking about certain conversations. As a woman, you know when the shit is trying to veer off to the left.
You know.
Right.
You absolutely know that.
With that being said, my husband is a football coach for Little League. He has his own league, all that stuff. And I told him, these women are looking for a baby daddy, and they see you with their son and how good you are with him. And, you know, they asked him, could you call and talk to my son? Could you do this? Could you do that? And I said, no, you need to be careful with people because they will take your kindness for attracted to, you know. Oh, yeah. And, you know, they already know I don't play like that. You don't bring my husband no gifts. You ain't got to cook him nothing. You ain't got to do nothing for him. I got
girl. Hey.
You don't have to do none of that. The
Listen.
conversations on the phone. Well, first of all, I don't have to work. My husband is not a phone person. Like, he'll say 2 words and he's not trying to rap to you. I mean, he doesn't, not that he doesn't have game. But he's just one of them people that just don't like talking on the phone. But still, some women are call and they'll be talking and talking and talking and talking. And it's like, if she trying to, you know, I'll make him aware, you got to watch her. She doing too much.
Yeah.
You know.
Because we always know.
Much. So, yeah, I think you have to allow. And in his mind, he like, I'm not thinking about that woman. But it's like, no, but she is, you know. Yep. Hey. So I guess it's, you know. What you open yourself up to. And like she wasn't satisfied, she's telling her coworker and she's opening herself up to,
you know what, guys,
to be vulnerable.
I've always wondered why would, you know, you hear a woman talking about having certain conversations and then they talk about having, you know, the sex with their husband or their partners. I always thought that was so tacky.
It is.
I'm talking about you describing his penis. You understand? You are not getting in my business like that.
No.
I'm not even gonna talk about like, but I listen to it and I'm just thinking, wow. Every time we see your husband, we like, oh my gosh, she just told, and you can't help but think that you're like.
I remember once my girlfriend, we were working and another girl was talking about how good her husband was in bed and how big he was and how great it was, and he got a phone call from a lady at work. Saying I heard
what
he cheated on his wife with that lady.
OMG.
Yes.
Wow. I'm so glad my husband works with all men. But wow.
It's just like you said, Robbie. It's like some things you just don't lines you just don't cross. You know.
No. And your marriage bed is a sacred place. The
Yeah.
most you'll get out of me is I'll say I'm happy. And I'm
Exactly.
done. I mean, that's the most, and that's me. That's doing a lot for me. It's like you won't get any details.
But
Or
think
story
about it, in the
time.
workplace, right? You spend most of your time, especially if you go into the office. Eric says, wait a minute, your ladies are too much. Eric, it's the realities, brother. These people
Yeah.
are talking, describing their man's, not them, but people describe their partner, and I think it's too much. You spend most of your time at work anyway.
Right.
So I can see how it could develop in that if you don't, and this is for men and women, if you don't guard yourself and govern yourself in a certain manner. You have somebody, you have a husband, a wife, you in a committed relationship, whatever. It is your responsibility to govern yourself. You control yourself.
I agree. I agree.
I
But
agree. That's so
but
true.
people, the reason why we entertain something is because of attention. You know that maybe your guy's not giving you that attention, or your girl's not giving you that attention, and this person comes and they saying these things, and you're like, oh, well, that's a
Girl,
safe.
and you have to be wary because men know how well. If I was your man, I would do you like that. If I was your man, I take care of my. And men lie. I've heard men sit up and talk to women talking about, oh, I do this for my woman. I cook for my woman. I clean. My woman come home. I run her bath water. So these women are hearing this, believing whatever this man is saying, and not knowing the full picture, because people only show you what they want you to see.
Come on.
And when you're in a marriage, you see both sides.
Yeah.
My husband always is dressed nice and looks nice, but they're not seeing that I'm at home washing. I'm at home picking out his clothes. I'm throwing away socks with holes in them. I'm throwing away, all these. They don't see that part. They just see, oh, he looks
The
nice.
finished product.
Right. They just see the
Right.
end product. And
They
that's
don't see
same
the
with
work.
women.
Yeah, I was at a gas station once, and this guy came up to me and he was like, "Man, you look good." And I was like, "Ooh,
Ha!
thank you." And he was like, "So, can I get your number?" I said, "Well, no, I'm married." And he said, "Are you happy?"
Oh yeah, I've heard
And
that.
I said, "Yes, I'm happy." And he said, "Well, can I have your work number?" And I was like, "No." I mean, that brother
Oh,
was
he
on
came
it.
out.
Can I have your
Kim,
work
that penis
number?
was used, honey. He been using his penis all over Dallas, baby. That same line. Jesus. Okay,
I
Eric
and
said,
don't want
sounds
your
like
home
this
number. I'll call you at work. That will be work friend.
And they also say, if you tell them you're married, well, do you guys have friends? Like, what do you mean? No, my husband and I have no friend girl, and I don't have no boyfriend. No, we're not doing that.
No.
Because that's another portal into your marriage.
Yeah.
And people wonder why you allow all these different portals and these different people and these different influences, because it does influence you. If a man is at work telling you, I cook, I clean, I do this, and you go home and you feel like, well, I'm doing all this. I could have a man that's doing all that, because that's, again, we're living in this, in my opinion, the grass is greener because of TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. These people's lives are so fabulous and wonderful, but they're not telling you, I'm filming this video in a empty room in a 1-bedroom apartment. But they got this fabulous life where they're traveling all over the world. They show you what they want you to see, and you're taking that in and believing that that's real life, and it's not.
Facts. Okay, let me read some comments. Eric said, sounds like these ladies are out there bad homewreckers. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
The man stuff. Keisha says, my ex-husband did that too. Oh, crusty bastard. Claims someone told him I was talking about his sexual abilities. I said, Negro, why would I talk about that? And have you disappointed another woman? Wow.
Wow.
Eric says many women tend to want what other women want or have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because people, it's just, I think human nature, people think the grass is greener on the other side, but you have to water the grass that's green, right?
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, it's not. I mean, y'all, you can, in these days, just based on, I would say, looks, you can look, choose, and refuse if you want to. But then it comes down to, like, now when you have kids, who can be around your kids? We're not thinking about that because we're thinking with our groins. A lot of people are not thinking clearly. For this scenario, I was thinking when I was reading it, did you notice towards the end, he said he spoke to her family, and her family also said that she's not a cheater.
How do they know?
How do they know?
If I was cheating, we as women, if I'm cheating, nobody's going to know. That's not going to be one of the traits I want people to be a part of, know about me.
Yeah.
That's just like if I took drugs or something. If I really wanted to conceal that, I could conceal that. It is a bunch of functioning alcoholics, drug addicts, sex addicts out there. We don't know that part of that person. We only know their representative.
But y'all, just because she cheated once, that doesn't mean she'll do it again. You know what I'm saying? Just because she cheated once, got caught, it doesn't mean like she's a habitual cheater. This may be a wake-up call for her where it's like, I'll do whatever I can to gain your trust and we can make this work. Because on the other side, she got caught. She has remorse. I mean, he said in it that she's remorseful and she feels bad about it and she can't believe, she don't want to lose him and all this other kind of stuff. So, maybe this is the beginning of their relationship.
Okay, well, since I don't cuss anymore, but I would just like to say this. If her, okay? I'm sorry. I need to read some comments. She full of shit. And he's a dumbass. Because you coming on, okay, you are a whole man, okay? Coming on here asking woman, what should you do? You asking the question because you already know what to do. You are not going to be able to live with this woman. Let's be honest. I had a friend tell me, and he doesn't even live in the state, but he told me that his wife cheated on him, right? And that he was not going to park in his garage that somebody else parked in. So men can't do that. Now, on the flip side of that, let's look at culture, right? Okay, I'll talk about African culture. It is okay. If I went to a family member and said, hey, I want to leave my husband because he cheated, they'd be like, for what? For where? Raise your children. Don't leave him because it's normal. That's what they do. They have other families, other wives, all these things. It's normal.
Right.
But they tell you, stay with your husband, make sure that your kids get educated and that you rise. So when he dies, they mistreat the other children and the other woman, even though it's culture. I mean, it's crazy.
Okay.
Let me read some comments, guys.
Okay,
so Eric posed a very, very good question that I want to get to. He said, so with that last comment by the question begs, we asked the question, can men and women just be friends? What do you guys think?
Nope.
I think one is always leaning. Not both of them, but I think one is always leaning that way of liking when you're friends.
Yeah, that's human nature.
A secret crush, whatever.
I mean, you can see, that's the thing. You can crush all you want to, right? Someone can come and say things to you, but it's how you respond to them. At the end of the day, you are representing your partner and yourself. You create.
I do have a guy friend that we are just friends.
Okay, but how long you known him?
Are you attracted to him?
Yeah.
No, me and Tommy have been friends since, and Felicia knows Tommy. We've been friends since college. And I just talked to him the other day. But we're still good friends, and we are just friends.
But y'all are not everyday friends. Like you talk to him occasionally.
Yes.
What we're talking about is, this is my bestie. I don't think what I'm thinking of it is a woman that you talk, or man that you talk to regularly, not somebody. Because I have guy friends like that I, I'll talk to every once in a blue moon, but not consistently.
Right.
I don't think they can be.
I don't think it's a good idea. Keisha says your lady and man parts be cool enough for that good girl. I don't even know what to say. So, okay, let's read some more comments. Ivan says, Kim, stop it. She's going to keep cheating. She may stop for a while, but she'll get back at it. And I think that's most people that cheat anyway.
Well, the thing about her is she didn't come clean on her own. She got caught, so she had no intentions of stopping. She just got caught. Had she stopped the relationship and came clean and was like, I don't want to ruin what we have, I may feel differently, probably not. But the fact you got busted, you just sad because you got caught because you had no intention of stopping.
But me and Rabia both know a person who has cheated, a serial cheater, right?
I still don't understand it, Kim, but I love them though. But I don't get it.
Serial cheater, but somehow the forgiveness was there. And then
it was a woman doing the forgiveness, wasn't it?
Nah.
The man was doing the forgiveness?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that is rare.
Very.
That is rare.
Very.
But I wonder sometimes about the undercurrent because let me read some more comments. Bird Gang, I don't know who that is, says all think if they know what they want and are mature about the situation. You can be as mature as you want to be, honestly, but I don't advise opposite sex to be friends. I mean, you're not talking to me every damn day. I cannot do that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
Everyday conversation is like, that's you don't cross a boundary. That's like you going to lunch with somebody every day at work.
You can only talk about the weather so much. Then it becomes intimate conversations.
Yeah, then you start talking about your partner, what they don't do, what you don't like. I'm not doing that shit because that's how we give the enemy entry into your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, let me read some more comments. Makes sense because black men don't cheat. Bye, Eric. Hey, wait. You mean only African men cheat, Eric? I mean, no. I think everybody cheats or has the ability to cheat.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't think it's just sexes. I think anybody,
it's
my computer is lagging. Okay, Keisha says, Rabia, I love when you say dumbass, and I would definitely mistreat the side chick and them ugly ass kids. Wow. They won't get any insurance either. Jesus. I know that's right, girl. They ain't getting my money, but I'm not going to mistreat them. Bird Gang says, if the woman or man do their part, then a relationship can stand opposite sexy relationship. I mean, I think they meant opposite sex relationship. It's not that, for me, for example, it's not that I don't trust myself. Okay. I don't trust other people. I know what I'm not going to do, but I don't know if you, and I don't want to keep on telling your ass, hey, when you do this, no, I'm not doing this. So I might as well just avoid it altogether. Mm-hmm. So we can maintain a relationship if necessary, if I got to do something, but I may not even have to talk to you a day in my life. It just depends.
Yeah. Like
when I went home, when I went to South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen friends from when I was 5. It did not matter that I didn't see them when I was 5. I'm so happy to see them because we all grew up together. They want to hook up. No, sir. No. I used to see your ass when we were younger, okay? We used to be playing in the rain. But besides that, I'm saying, it's like you may go with the mindset and you're so excited to see your friend because you haven't seen your friend in over freaking 10 years. But somebody always has an agenda. It may not be you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, anyway.
They do. Because I had a friend that I was best friends with him since, I would say, y'all, really elementary school. And at my 30th class reunion, I went by myself because I think my husband had to go out of town with his grandfather. He had like a situation. So I was there by myself, and he was there with his fiance. And he made the statement, well, I got 2 rooms, one for her and us, and then I just got a spare room. And I was that's odd. Why would you do that? And he's like, well, in case I meet up with somebody, we want to talk all night. I don't want to disturb her.
Bullshit.
Girl. Really?
Come on. That was a
I tell
hookup
you what.
room.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a hookup room.
No.
Nah,
So
they were
he's
really
there
with
with the
swingers.
intentions that he's probably gonna hook up with somebody. It's like no.
So Ivan makes an interesting point, and when I think about our friend Kim, this pertains to that to me. If a man is forgiving that frequently, he's cheating too, or he has cheated. Well, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, which is not our business, but that's a valid point, though. So it's almost like it could be a tit for tat, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna give you syphilis this time because you gave me chlamydia last time. Hell no. You're gonna take your ass on. I cannot.
Do you think it's okay for a married person who's married and a woman gives your husband something that is not appropriate? Is it okay to go and talk to that woman, not to the husband, but to that
say
woman?
it again.
Do you think it's okay for the woman, the wife, if something is given inappropriate to her husband, right? At Christmas time, maybe, and you want to say something to the person who gave the gift? See, I have done that before. But do you think that's right? Because a woman bought my husband a blanket for Christmas.
That's
And I was
inappropriate.
like, all
That's
by
inappropriate?
himself. All by
Oh.
himself. And so I went to her and I was like, that's a little inappropriate.
And what did she say?
She said, I am so sorry. I didn't even think about that. Please forgive me. You're single.
Okay.
You're
I think
single.
that's
And you gave my husband a blanket. I thought that was, to me, that was inappropriate to give him a blanket.
And that's all that matters. At the end of the day, we set the rules in our relationships.
exactly what makes you comfortable.
It made you uncomfortable. But I think you should have talked to him about it too.
No,
But
I did. I did talk to him about it. I did address it with him, and I let him know that I was going to talk to her about it.
Oh, okay.
But he was like, cool. I didn't even think anything of it,
Right.
And most
There was
times,
no gift. There was no gift to me, no gift to the household. It was
Oh.
only a gift to him. Yeah.
well, she worked with him, and she didn't know you.
She knows me.
Oh, hey, she was trying to get under the blanket.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm just talking. Keisha says, if I cheat, listen to this. Keisha said, if I cheat, no one will know. R. Kelly said, hey, keep this shit on the down low, whispering nobody has to know. So I want to read Bird Gang's. I don't know who this is. He said, we are here on this earth to meet and learn from all. I agree.
I agree.
However, I'm not talking to you every day. I'm not talking to you every day.
Yeah, stay single.
Just not.
If that's your outlook, stay single. There's nothing wrong. And I told my son, there is nothing wrong with being single. You don't have to have a girlfriend. If you want to date 15 girls, you can date. Just stay single.
Right.
And why is that such a hard concept?
Because I think people want to bag people because maybe they're not ready at that moment, but later on they may possibly be ready. So they have you on a damn string. I don't cuss anymore, so I want to say a very strong word, but anyway. Eric says LOL. And then Keisha says, sorry. And my computer's lagging, guys. I'm sorry.
There it is.
An everyday talking friend will definitely be hidden the skins.
What?
Hey, Keisha. Eric says, dog, them docile men be out there, bro. But see, the person that me and Kim are talking about, he's not docile, though.
No, he's not.
He has a pretty strong personality. I mean, he's really not docile. At all.
Huh.
So Bird Gang has a question that he wants us to answer. This is interesting. Well, I can't find it now. Let me read this. At the end of the day, it's all about your confidence level, and if they want to go, all good. God made plenty of people to choose from. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think this is about confidence. I am so sorry because no, that's not acceptable to me because I'm not going to do it. Because I respect my situation. I'm not going to talk to a man that's not my man every damn day. I'm not.
Yeah, she's not gonna do
Because
that.
I gotta talk for myself. In my experience, that shit, they try to flip it. I can't think of any situation I've been in. Most situations, yeah, they try to flip it. I ain't gonna lie. They try. And it could be so subtle, but as women, you pick up on that shit. You know.
You
So let's not
do.
say you didn't know. Now I have been in situations where I didn't know, but after the fact. Because I'm like, if you don't directly a lot of times tell me something, I don't normally get it. But a lot of times they're trying to hit on you, but they not in a sense. So no, for me, that's a no. For me. So he asked a question which I can't find it. Bird Gang asked. Maybe he removed. Oh, how do you ladies feel about poly relationship? How do you
No,
think we
I
feel?
don't think I could do a poly relationship. I don't want to share anybody.
I don't
I
think my
don't.
husband could do a poly relationship. We talked about that because we were watching the show, and I'm already a lot. He said he couldn't imagine two of me
Ben
because I'm
said,
not a
bro,
good.
a separate room.
I don't share. I don't play well with others, and I don't share well, so that would not work for me.
No, I could not do that. What about you, Robbie? Could you do it?
Hell no. I'm an African woman, baby. I'm not sharing. Sharing what? For who?
Mm-mm.
Because I'm telling you, if I even
Mm-mm.
had to agree to something like that, the man that I'm sleeping next to every day is gonna have to sleep with one eye open. Because one day I will get up, okay? And I will think to myself and I look at him and say, this mother. And then my granny told me that when a man mistreats you, you must take a cast iron skillet and you must use it.
Wow.
Very violent in Africa, very violent. But no, honestly, no, I can't do it. It's not. I'm not built for that. I'm not
Yeah.
because I'm gonna mistreat. Nah, I'm not even gonna mistreat you. I'm gonna let your ass go. I'm gonna heal and I'm gonna move on.
Baby, let
So
him bring
Keisha
somebody
said,
here. She'll be the maid, okay? That's about all she'll be able to do.
well,
You
she
go
can pay these
clean.
bills. She can pay some bills.
Yeah,
No.
we don't
Mm-mm.
want you to do nothing else. Yeah, I no, no.
Keisha says it's cool to tell that trick. I don't want to read this. You want to read that, Kim, because this is for you. That
I
you'll
cannot
never.
read that. I don't
It
have my
is cool
glasses.
to
Okay.
Felicia,
tell
can
that
you read
trick.
it?
You will give her a up for giving your husband an inappropriate gift.
Damn
Damn
that.
that.
Hmm.
Beat her ass, Kim, is what she's saying. uh,
But it's
yeah,
good you
I
let
think
her
we read
know
this.
because she can pretend like she didn't know. But it's good you let her know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have said nothing, honestly. You could have just been quiet and been like, acted like you liked it, or
Yeah.
acted like it was not a big deal, but you didn't. And that's pretty cool. It says a lot about your relationship, though.
I did have to also talk to another, well, it was one of my neighbors, but I came home one day and she was outside crying. Her and her husband had got into an argument. And so she was talking to William outside. And then, so, I kind of like, oh, okay, well, I didn't really think anything of it that day. And then she did it again when they got
Mm-mm.
into an argument. And
Hmm.
and then I had to address it with her. I'm like, it's really inappropriate for you to come to my husband with your problems. I'll be happy to, talk with you or listen to you and she just cried. I mean, she said she didn't even think about that, how inappropriate that
Hold on.
was.
Is this the same woman or a different woman?
Different woman.
Mm-mm.
William is
No,
very
we'll say Kim.
nice.
Kim,
I was
they
like,
asked
William?
William.
I'm like, William, you can't do that. That's you can't. He was like, okay, you go tell her that you tell.
Mm-mm.
I'm
Girl,
like,
I got
"Well,"
my
I was
husband so
like, I'm so
scared.
sorry because I do love you, but that's very
Mm-mm.
inappropriate for you to cry to my
Guys,
husband with your
I gotta
problem.
get to these comments. These are okay. Felicia says, right, Miss not Felicia. Keisha says, right, Miss Felicia. I tell my kids it's totally okay to be a serial dater.
Yeah.
Then she
Yeah.
asked the question, the number one burning question. She says, who is Blood Gang 31? Hmm. Then she said, "Bell gang log off, sir. Ain't nobody on here trying to be doing no effing tests." And then she said what she said.
Then she said what she said.
What she said.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, tickle me, honey.
You know what? I can't, Deborah. I just feel like some of these women lie. I didn't know. No, you put your foot in the water. You were testing the water. You know, you cannot be that oblivious to everything that goes on. You went to the store or you had a blanket at your house and you packed it in with him in mind. Why are you thinking about my husband? Why you on that blanket didn't you put to the Washington family or to the you were thinking about him. So all this I didn't know, girl. Bye. At that point, I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say.
She said, "Girl, bye."
No,
I mean, it took
girl
effort.
had
When
an
you give a
agenda,
gift,
girl.
it takes some type of effort and thought put into
Oh,
it.
I am tickled. I am tickled. Okay, let me read some of these comments. That's not the answer. Stay single. If you're mature enough, you can handle anything in relationships to be friends. Doesn't mean everyday communication. Everyone crosses paths for a reason. I agree. However, for me, I can have I can communicate and we can talk about stuff. Maybe we're gonna work on some stuff together, but we are not talking every day. This is just me. I feel like it's disrespectful to who I'm with. I mean, I could. So Keisha says, talking to William outside. When William woke up in the ICU from me running both of them over, child, please. William about to get his ass tore up for talking to a woman outside. Do you get it? So Bird Gang says, men love secure women. I know people that's been together for years that are confident in their relationship where there are no worries about the opposite sex and never cheated. I ain't worried, sir. I am not. I'm not doing it because I know myself.
I'm not. You know what? It has nothing to do with confidence. I'm a super confident person. It has to do with boundaries. I don't like that. Now, do you want me talking to another man like you're talking to this woman? Is that what you want?
Right.
You know, let's set some boundaries here. Yeah. You know, it's about what boundaries. My husband talked to women all the time. My husband has a phone full of women phone numbers from football. I'm not worried about those women. Nobody's calling my house at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. They're not calling him, asking him to come cut their grass. They're not calling him for, they're not, this is not that type of relationship. It's not that type of party, but there are boundaries set. He knows what he can and cannot do, and he will let them know, my wife is crazy. You don't know crazy till you met. My wife is crazy. Don't play with her.
I know that's right. Because I look quiet, but I'm not that quiet. When certain things, I'm so sorry.
Right.
Not going to happen.
Yeah,
Bird Gang says, would love to have you guys on my entertainment network show, The Real, sometimes. Interesting. Keisha says, y'all, please ignore this Bird Gang 31 before I start going off.
Okay.
Thank you, Keisha. Bird Gang, we don't want to be in your raggedy ass show, Joker.
What?
I'm about to call up some goons. Tickled. Hey. Then he says, all women are crazy. You have no idea, sir.
But back to the family. I'm back to the letter. When he says, oh yeah, her family feels the same way. What type of relationship did he have with her family that he felt comfortable enough to discuss?
Hello.
That's your family. That's her family, her problem. You explain.
Well, maybe he went to go talk to the mama. Maybe. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, so it says during the argument, she admitted she hasn't been sexually satisfied. You know what I don't understand about people is that you can't express your needs outside of being angry. Why couldn't you have this conversation when you were not pissed off? Well, in fact, why couldn't you have this conversation before you had sex with another man?
I know.
Right. Like, hey, I don't like when you do this. It makes me feel like this. Or no, don't do that shit again.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Or what? Let me show you how.
It may have been something he couldn't fix.
Well, okay. But like I'm saying, there's many ways to skin a cat. I'm sorry. But that's another show.
Yeah.
But anyway. So then the fact that she was deleting texts, that means that's intention. That shows intention. Why you
Yeah,
delete?
exactly.
Okay. Um. Then now apparently he don't know the schedule because he's sending a text while she's with a man. Or he just don't care.
Mm-mm.
Or maybe that was the plan to break up this shit anyway.
No.
Now my girlfriend, she thought, well, she still thinks it, but she thought her husband was cheating because he was deleting texts. And to
Yeah,
this
you're
day, she
fucking
still
right.
believes that he was cheating.
Well, why are
Because,
you deleting texts though?
yeah, she was like, why are you deleting them? Like,
She
oh,
right?
it's from a coworker. It was
I don't
from
give
a
a damn.
coworker at work, but it's nothing. So I just delete them. And she was like, why are you deleting them? But he thought, oh, you're just jealousy. You're just
I'm sure he
crazy.
did.
You know?
Oh, yeah. They like to make you
Mm.
think you're nuts. Oh, you just
Yeah.
overthink it. Oh, you just
Gaslighting her. No.
yeah.
No,
Mm-mm.
I'm not crazy. Well, you know what? Okay, that's good. So why don't you save those texts that you're deleting, and then I'll look at them and I'll understand better why you have to delete them.
Hello.
Mm,
How about that?
How
But
about
mm.
that?
before you delete any more texts, let me look. Let me look at them first.
No, he would not let her look at him. He was like, you
Right.
got to trust me. He was like, you got to, this relationship won't work unless you trust me. They're still together, but she still believes to this day that he was cheating.
So Keisha said
Okay.
if she believed he was cheating, his ass was cheating, period.
Mm.
Has nothing to do with trust. You need to make me feel comfortable. That's where trust comes in. I don't
Yeah.
feel comfortable. Fix it.
Yeah.
You need to make me feel comfortable. And if you
He
love
says,
me, you know I'm a wife. And all no, if you love me like you say you love me, you wouldn't want me walking around here feeling like you don't, like you cheating on me.
so Bird Gang says more people worry about the what if instead of controlling the outcome. Relationships nowadays are built on rules of what? Of rules and pain from previous relationships. All relationships should start fresh. Now I agree to a point
Yeah.
because I do believe that all relationships should start fresh.
Right.
So our
Yeah.
responses are not based upon, for me, I'll say, let me speak for myself, because
Mhm.
someone cheated on me or because I'm a bitter woman from my previous man. That has nothing to do with that. Listen, I went to therapy. I made sure that I was good because I knew I wasn't going to mistreat anybody else. And, I do the
Yeah.
work, honey. Okay. I do
Mhm.
the work. Now,
Mhm.
again, I am not going to have close friendships with anything with the penis, personally. Me.
Mhm.
Anybody else, if they want to do, that's their business. But I'm not going
Mhm.
to do it.
Yeah.
And if my guy was in a situation and I was uncomfortable, I will express this, because I'm be honest though, if I don't express that and I bottle it up and I keep it in and I try to be mature, there'll be that one day when when I'm on my cycle, probably
Mm.
we may never recover.
Mhm. But in that
I have
too,
to express myself, so
with
personally.
that too, you are marrying this man. You already know he doesn't have what it takes to keep you happy.
I know.
And during the engagement, what do you think is going to happen in the marriage? It's going to only get worse, because you're unhappy sexually, or that's the excuse you used.
Maybe because some women just want to have sex with other men. It may
Yeah,
not even be that she's unhappy. She just maybe wants more a different meat. Maybe she's tired.
She just may like it. Variety. She needs some
yeah,
variety in her life.
and that's
Maybe she
okay.
wanted Italian sausage that day. I don't know.
And that's
Hey,
okay. Why get
hey.
married? See, that's my thing. It's okay if that's what you want to do, but why get married? Why be with somebody that wants to be in a committed relationship when you already know this is not what I want?
This
I
is not what
like
I want.
variety in my life.
Yeah.
Nope. But some people are afraid to let go of the familiar. It's familiar. It feels comfortable.
Well,
It's like
honey, let me tell you what. It'll become unfamiliar and you get familiar with somebody else. That's
Yeah.
where, especially people in my culture, we get so stuck. I'm telling you, I wasted so many years because, oh, you don't do this. You stay married. Hell no. You
yeah,
have one life to live. There's no do-overs, baby.
Mm-mm.
Before
Mm-mm.
you know it, your youth is gone.
Right.
that's
Gone.
true.
Then you
Your
have
youth
to,
is gone.
most of us are going on to second marriages. You better make
Mhm.
sure that shit is right.
Yep.
Because
I
can you
agree.
imagine you getting divorced again at 60, then at 60, that's too much.
But interesting fact, and I know I don't want to get off topic, but do you know that right now that men between 48 and 50 are an increasing population in nursing care facilities because they live their whole life
I
not
read
wanting to
that.
get married, and they have a stroke or a heart attack and they don't have anybody to help take care of them, so now they have to go to nursing facilities, and that age range is growing all the time. 48 to
Wow.
50, they're in nursing facilities.
What?
Mm-hmm. Because if you have a stroke, you don't have to be in the nursing facility. You just probably can't cook and you can't drive,
Right.
but you don't need to be in a nursing facility. But they don't have anybody. They don't have a wife, or they
Wow.
didn't have a relationship with their kids. So now they're in these facilities.
Dang, that's
I've heard that.
crazy.
Yeah.
So
That's an
Bergang
increasing
says,
population.
my show with Miss Mira Cruz and God Z is fire. Check out and comment if you're interested in joining our show sometime. It would be fun. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for the invite.
Thank
I
Yeah.
love
you.
different perspectives, and that's what we're on here for. Very true.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, oh, dude, now we have 4 minutes left, guys. What would your advice to him be?
My advice to him would be, I go to counseling. If you really love her and you want to
Hell
make it work,
no.
go to
Mm-mm.
counseling with her, figure out what the problem really is. If she can stay in a committed relationship, if not, I just think honesty is the best policy. And if she's willing to work on it, I've seen it happen. I've seen it work. So I can't say it won't work. So I say go to
Now
counseling.
we have seen it work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I always wonder the behind the scenes, because I promise you, there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
I
not be.
mean, for me and
Okay.
you, we've seen it work. You, we all know someone who met at work and both of them left their spouses for each other. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
And everybody saw that shit from way before it happened. Okay, do you know how I found out that they were getting married?
How?
I was in Walmart, Kim, and I saw the children. And I said to the children, where's your mother? And then I went further down the trip out, and the father was standing with another woman. And I said, hey, where is she? That's how I found out. I
Wow.
stuck my foot straight in my mouth, honey. I didn't know.
Wow.
Wow.
That was embarrassing.
For them, not for you.
Because I kept saying, man, quit playing. Where is she? I kept saying, where is she? Because you're lying.
Wow.
And that was the woman, actually the new woman. Yeah,
I
I wish it
really
was
found
six.
out
I
like
know
that.
what's the big
Wow.
secrets. Yeah, I mean, shit.
So
Was
my
it-
advice is to get counseling.
My advice is cut your losses. Move on. Find you somebody else. Start over new. Start over fresh. It's not worth it because you'll never trust. Being a man, you will never trust her again. You'll be watching every phone call. She leave out the house. Where you going? Who you going to meet? Now this man is actually at her job. She's still gonna have to interact with this man.
Baby,
However they were getting
I
around
forgot
doing
about
what they
that.
were doing, it still could happen. So I say, stop the investment, cut your losses, and keep it moving.
the
That's
thing
my
is,
opinion.
Felicia, you're so correct. They are not married yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's only lost 2 years. He's lost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
that's true.
Leave her ass alone. Let her go.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that when she was caught, her reaction when she got caught, then you try to flip this shit and get mad, then you deleting texts,
Mm-hmm.
then you're doing all the girl bye. Bird Gang says, and he's right though, because I want to say something before we wrap it up. He says life is a double standard. Absolutely, there's so many double standards between men and women, but today we're
Yeah.
really talking about the sexual double standards between men and women. If a woman has 3 baby daddies, she is a hoe according to people. If a man has all these kids, he good.
He good.
He good.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He's
Because
just
you
a
know what?
daddy. And a good daddy if he's taking care of him.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't make the rules. I think it's hypocrisy to I think it
It
is, but
is.
it is what it is. And we are not going to change it. So I don't argue about the shit that is. It is. It's just the
Yep.
way it is. I mean, I know, yo, when I started realizing how common it is, I used to work at, when I was working at UHC, they would ask me, how many kids do you have? I'm like, I have 3 kids. Oh, how many baby daddies? 1. Like, I thought that was so insulting, right? How dare you ask me how many baby daddies I have? I have a husband, baby, and 1 husband, same father for 3 kids, okay? But then I started hearing the young woman. Oh yeah, my baby daddy coming to pick up my son, and then the daughter, and then this one girl had 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, and you're like, but that's just the way it is. Maybe guy number 1, she thought it would work out. It didn't. Guy number, you know what I'm saying? So shit happens, and if we're really honest, like back in the day when our grandmamas were all coming up, they did the same shit. They just hid it.
You know, you got that uncle that don't look like nobody else.
Nobody.
I know, right? Come on, I read in the paper the other day, Nick Cannon is on his 8th child.
He's crazy.
I would be so scared for Nick Cannon to put anything, even his baby finger on me.
Stay away from
Just
Nick
nervous.
Cannon, stay away.
Bergen says, great show, ladies. Thank you, sir. I mean, Nick Cannon, he could be diseased. And you know there's another disease. I had to talk about this because I was reading about it, right? Because I read medical records. HPV is undetectable and causes cancer. I was reading about this lady that had, Michael Douglas had throat cancer. Do you know how he got throat cancer? From oral sex.
No.
I kid you not, because HPV causes cancer. There's different types of HPV. So, some cause cervical cancer, some cause, I guess, throat cancer. It depends on what it is.
Wow.
And it's undetectable. You don't know. You could get it. I mean, kissing. Anyway, so I read up on this stuff so I can educate my kids as well. Like, you know. Oh, Jesus. So, Eric says, leave. Yeah, bye. Honey, leave her alone. 100 Black Rex says, is it Rock? Hello, fine ones. Hi. So my advice would be to leave, because it's almost like if anybody stayed in a relationship where there was infidelity, to me, I feel like you could never relax. You could never truly relax. That would take a lot of healing, a lot of Jesus. Fire must come from heaven and touch earth. I must hear God audibly. You know how the Bible talks about the voice of the Lord cut cedar? You know what I'm saying? I need to hear the voice of the Lord booming in the house for me to say, okay, I'll give you another chance.
But isn't it, when you say that, it just makes me think in the Bible, that is the one thing you're okay to get a divorce for.
True. Yeah.
But they're not in a marriage. So why even bother with, to me, that's why I'm like, why even bother with that? We're not even married. We already off to a bad start. So no, it's a no for me. If they were married, I would say, okay. Hello?
Okay, hold on. If they were married, you would say, okay?
I would say, okay, let's work on it. Let's go to counseling. Let's try to, if I was married.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So that would be like the first line. Let's go to counseling. Let's see. Let's see your reaction. Let's see if you actually sorry. Let's see all these things first. Let's
because
see if
I have a bigger investment. Now, we're not,
that's true.
I mean, we're not invested. No, I'm not. Nope.
I got one last comment to read, guys.
Okay.
Ivan says, kissing the cat, you're trying to figure out more than one ways to skin.
Ivan.
Oh, wow.
I mean, anyway, I don't even talk about that. So, leave her, lady. I mean, guy, leave her. Let her ass go. She is for the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
She belongs. Okay, so Eric said, and this is so true. This is a cliche, but it's a fact. When somebody shows you who they are, it's best to believe them. I agree.
I agree.
And again, the time invested in the relationship, like he said I'm talking about Michael Douglas. Yo, my mind went, oh. It's because I'm drinking coffee. But anyway, so yeah, Michael Douglas, y'all. So he had been talking about Michael about the shit for a long time. No one believed him because there's not enough research done at the time, right? And now that there's been this increase of HPV, and it's mostly in women, I think they said after a certain age you cannot get the vaccine anyway because there's a vaccine for it. Like if you notice, if you take your kids out, even males and females, they give them the vaccine. You reach a certain age, if you pass like 40 something, I don't think you can have the vaccine. Because I was reading all the stuff and I was like no symptoms, none. Oh, you got cancer? Oh, how did I get? So your husband or guy, whatever, could be out here having unprotected sex and give you that, and you won't even know. You would not know.
That's messed up.
Wow.
STDs ain't no good.
So guys, we are past 8:00 now. But ladies, it was nice having just the three of us, no men, to tell us what to do. But what's funny, we're probably gonna need them again at some point.
Yes, we are.
Of course.
Today, okay, we did not. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Don't hang up yet, and we'll see you guys next week. Oh, before I say that, y'all, my computer is kind of lagging, so please bear with me.